Hello, my people. How una dey? The information wey I wan talk about today na about the new Nigeria tax reform. See, e get as e go be wey be say you go wake up one particular day, you go just discover say you don turn tax food for the government. If you understand this concept, which is what? Understanding Nigerians' new tax reform, e go serve as security for you. Wey be say you go fit know how you can work with this tax reform, so you no go fit dey pay unnecessary fine. I remember those days, I bin get one friend wey mama dey sell, she get shop, so she no dey pay her tax. So anytime wey those tax tax masters wey dey come around, and so she go dey beg, man, please take this 2k. Tomorrow, after like 1 week, they come again, she pay 5k. Based on say she no understand how tax work. So if you understand this new reform, you go fit, avoid this unnecessary fine. You go get how you go give you this understanding on how you can save big, and most importantly, you have that money security. If you are ready, we'll go deeper. Now you go discover say in cash flow quadrants, we get 4 segments of money. That's money handlers. We have 4. We have the employed, we have the self-employed, we have the business class, and then we have the investors. The E are the unemployed. This one, they get job. What do they do? So I just like to tag them as what? 9 to 5 workers. So you go people any person will go work or resume work by 9 and close by 5 p.m. These people are under the cash flow quadrant of employed. Then we have the S, self-employed. These are people will get like shop, maybe any shop, if they sell provisions, if you be barber, if they sell pure water or deliverables, if they sell, eatables and consumable things, you are classified under self-employed because you know the under any person, you work for yourself, and now your timeline, now you use work. Then we have the B, which is the business owners. These business owners now people will get 100 to 500 plus workers. So any person or group of people that have an estimated 100 to 500 plus workers, now him will be classified as what? Business owners. And we have what? The investors. These are the people who say money dey their hand, like now them they pump money into any franchise, and at the end of every of their transaction, there is a annual return where they will come out as their own profit. Then they will invest back into the business. Now, the singular thing where these 4 people get in common, we say they always have an annual profits. So, an employed person where they collect 50k times 12 months will give us 600,000. So annually, that is return 600,000. Self-employed too. Maybe business they boom. Know that sometimes when market go boom, you don't go boom. He also get your own what? Annual return. Business owners, even what? Investors. Now we'll go further. We'll see how this tax reform will be the beneficiary to every person who did this particular cash flow quadrant. Now, as a self-employed person, this one they get their job, the job they do. They work for a person. If it be on site or online, depending on the kind job where the person they do. If person they do job or they work for person, that will not mean that person will get side hustle. So that side hustle, if you say a particular money, the person just set aside where you go use start your own business, small they push them. Now, how this tax reform they beneficial to that person? Government be like this. Make I paint this analogy. I be the employed. So I be the employed person. Let's say I be Tunde by name. I can't get brothers. I dey stay employed. So I get 3 brothers. We be Tope, Tosin, and Tolu. I can't get big bros. His name now John, Uncle John. Now you see that this person, he has a cup of tea. So let's say every of this person has a cup of tea. So cup of tea. That cup of tea will be serving as our money. Now, so let's say Tunde has a cup of tea. Tope has a cup of coffee. Tosin has a cup of tea with chocolate. So, and then Tolu also has a cup of chocolate, but without sugar. Now, Uncle John, in this context, is serving as the government. So when he comes, he saw Tunde taking a cup of tea. He was like, Tunde, I like your tea. Let me test it. So he took a sip from Tunde. Then saw Tope to taking a cup of coffee. He was like, let me take a sip also. So he took a sip from all of them. What does it mean? So the government, serving as Uncle John, takes a sip from every of these persons. These people, they are all employed. And that their cup of tea or of coffee is their money. Now, the government discovered that the more is taking a sip from their cup of money or their cup of tea, the quantity of the content of that tea is reducing. So the government now came with this idea like, okay, instead of it to be taking a sip from their money, let me allow them enjoy their money, that's enjoy their tea in this context, and over time I will be taking a smaller sip instead of taking a big sip. Now if you look here, we gave this analogy that let's say Tunde is making 50,000 50k per month, then Tope is making 60k per month, then Tosin is making 70k per month, then Tolu is making 80k per month. With the new tax reform, it gives this validation that for any person that his annual return is less than 800,000, the government will not take any sip, which is, in this context, this sip means tax. So the government will not what? Take tax from their money. So if you do this calculation, you discover that Tunde is making 600k annually for 12 months. Tope is making 60, that's so Tunde is making annually, you see that he's making 50k. So that 50k times 12 months will give us 600k. That means the government will not take any tax from Tunde because what? His annual income is 600k. And the rule says that once you are below 800k, the government will not deduct any tax from your income. Now, Tope is making 60k per month. If you multiply 60k by 12, Tope will be making 60 times 12. 60 times 12 will give us 720. That's 720,000. Then you see Tosin is making 70k. So 70k times 12 will give us 840,000. That's 840,000. Then Tolu is making 80k. That what? 80 times 12, that would be 960. Now, based on this rule, if an employer or an employee rather makes this money and it's less than this 800 region, this 800 here now, you go to the top and say the government will deduct. So for all these 4 employees, now only these 2, Tosin and Tolu, now government will tax. And the tax government will tax them now 15%. Ha! This government will try. 15% of their income, now government will deduct. So, in the nutshell, you guys know the money they make and the tax where you go there pay government. Now, the question will come be, so this 15% where government will collect now annual deduction from your cumulative summation for the year. So the money we make for January, February till December, government will take 15% from the money where you did make. Now, we could go the self-employed side. The self-employed side of this cash flow quadrant and how it is related to the new tax reform. Now, these self-employed, these are people that has a business. They will be job like shop owners. Let's say barber, or you sell provisions and things. For this new reform, how you go take favor them? This set of people, these people wey dey this color, the self-employed. Government reason am say e wan encourage make people go into business because as people dey go into business, buying and selling go dey increase. So government sef go dey get revenue on goods wey dey purchased, and then as the person wey purchase am, if he sell the product, he sef go get your own commission like we be gain. Now, government reason I'm saying for these people, if they sell provisions, government reason I'm saying you want help buying and selling so that products and goods go fit get value for market. Now, the same reform dey applicable to both self-employed and employed, na the same tax rating. So if you dey sell and your annual returns na 800k, zero tax. Less than, so it will be zero tax, zero. But if from 800k, that's from 801, that one wey dey there, you don start to dey count. So from 801 till 3 million, this money ratio or money range, you go dey pay 15% annually on your returns. So government go dey tax you based on this money wey dey make annually, so 15%. So if you dey make from 5 million to like 10 million, government go dey tax you 17%. So for this percent wey we dey look, 17, 15, 0. How e take dey work? I know say na go dey imagine the organization say na like every month, no be every month o, na annually. Don't let them scam you. Annually, if you expand am, e go be January to December. So if your profit, you know sometimes market fit dey say this month you go sell, next month something fit happen, or your goods no land on time, so sales no really dey for January. For January, sales no dey. February you sell well, March you no too sell. So the cumulative, so if they don add up all your profits, everything wey dey enter your account, and e enter this money range, na im government go use deduct their charge. Why we dey talk about this tax reform? So you no go fit dey pay, so you no go pay unnecessary fine. Because if you know the amount of tax you are paying, you go fit know say, okay, since say I dey make this and this, you don calculate all your profits for January. So January I make 200 million. Sorry, January I made 200k. February I make 100k. March I make 150k. So if you calculate all this profit, you go fit know how much government go deduct from your account. No be say you go allow me person talk say they be tax or revenue agents, they go come say they wan audit your account. No, by yourself you go know say this reform for this profit wey I dey make, okay, I dey pay so amount for this year, so till next year before government go start to dey tax you. So make we go to the business side of the cash flow quadrant. I go talk the next people for the quadrant wey be business or business owners, all those ones. All these ones na people wey get the capacity to employ large force. So let's say they employ 100 to 500 people. Now mean say these business owners, they get branches, so they fit get branches around the nation. The same tax reform wey dey for employed, self-employed, business, na still the same thing dey for investor and everybody. Na just your money na go determine the kind place wey your tax go dey. You get my point? Now, so let's say a business, they make a return annually of, we could put am like 12 million to 25 million annually. Compared to those wey dey employed, wey be say 800k, government no collect anything for their hand because the government wants make dey grow. Or self-employed, wey be say their money range na from 801 to like 5 million, and government dey charge them 15%. So government want make dem grow, that's why they really seek from their money. But you see these people wey dey here, government dey charge them annually 23% for any profit wey they make in a year, from the region of 12 million to 25 million. So na im be the charge wey government go dey collect from their profit. Also, any business owner wey dey make money from 25 million to 50 million, government go dey charge them 24% to like 50 million. Government dey charge them 24%. While any business wey dey make 50 million upwards annually, government go dey charge them 25% annually. So depending on how do they see returns per year, because normal for business, not every time you go see money spend. Or if you spend money, you know say normal if you make money for January, you gats restock, buy something, so cost still dey. You understand? So the profit be say as you dey buy make we dey sell, the percentage wey we dey pay. No forget say I talk say they dey pay 100 to 500 people. So all these 100 to 500 people, if they get this quarter, so this 100 to 500 they be employed. They dey employed under this business owner. So these ones they go still pay their money for the company head. They go still collect their own percent. Now mind you, if you the one that say the company go collect the money on their behalf, no. Each person they pay their money individually. So they pay them individually. You go the one that say, hey, how do you want to do my money? Okay, they play. Your BVN don't carry everything about your spending. If na 5 naira come for your account, government dey see am. If na 2 naira, they dey see am. So no amount of money will enter your account where you fit evade that tax wey government wan pay. So why they talk about this matter now? So you go dey updated, you go know how much they enter your account. If you wan get separate account for your business, make sure no link am to BVN wey government go use dey charge you. So you go know say for this business, okay, I wan use this BVN attached to this business. My personal spending. So you go know how you go take share your money. Because if everything dey accumulated, let's say you be self-employed now, but you dey do other business on the side, and all the money wey you dey make, e dey enter one account. Now be say you be big man, your money dey big. So if you dey make like 50 million based on say you dey pay people, and also everything dey central. So government go charge you 25% for the money dey enter that your account, and you go still need to pay your workers. So now you know how you wan take run your package. So now we move to the last quadrant of this cash flow, which is investor. The investors. These people, money choke for their hands, they get money die. Wetin they do be say they go just chill. They look which business they want pack money put. So it just be like they dey like this. They go dey scout. Okay, shey make I put money for business for this class, or make I put for this class. This one they don't put money for you. These people they manage. So these people they find businesses or ideas where they want put money, so that when they put money, the returns where they go see go be their profits. Now, let's say an investor for your account, he invests in a business. He invests 50 million. 50 million. Now, that business where you employ, where you put this in money, now risk go, not be say you know whether you go blow. But based on saying the investor vibes, he just say make I put the money so that anyhow, maybe I go fit see 1 or 2 returns. Now the business come boom. As he boom, the returns wey him dey see, if he enter the tax ratio, na him government go tax am. So let's say he put a business, and the projection of that business be say in the next 5 years, there should be a profit of 100 million. Year 1, he make 800k. Based on say the tax reform don already tell us say any person wey dey make money less than 800k, government no go charge am. Government no go comot any tax from im own account. So im dey that category with the employed. So even if say him be investor, but based on say for the profit of that year, the first year annually, that means from January to December, the money wey him see wey dey enter im account na 800k, government no go comot anything. This is year 1. Year 2, let's say he make 5 million for year 2. This one na year 1, okay. Year 1, year 2, he make 5 million annually in year 2. Government go charge am based on say he make money annually. Government go charge am 15%. 15% based on say the tax reform don validate say once 15 million dey your cumulative spend for the year, or your cumulative profits for the year, 15% will be deducted from your account. So year 3, he make 25 million. The percentage wey government go comot from your account na 23%. Shey you dey see am? So e no dey stable based on say as the year dey progress, na im own profit dey increase. So as im profit dey increase, na so government go dey do wetin? Go dey sip im tea. So that tea na the money we don talk before. So government go dey sip am. So let's say year 5, come jump go year 4 now. Im dey make 50 million. Government go dey tax am. In year 4, government go dey tax am 24%. Then if you make 100 million in the final year, government go dey tax am 25%. The whole concept of this tax reform na to educate ourselves, as per say no matter the quadrant of money wey we dey, be it employed, self-employed, business or investor, It dey make we get orientation as per how we go fit dey educated into how we go fit keep our money and know the returns or the SIP. That's the tax wey government go dey take from our annual outcome. The question say, shey you go sleep on am or you go do your research and then have this knowledge so that you no go dey pay unnecessary fine and you no go dey go court case. So thank you for staying with us throughout this lecture. Please like, share and comment. See you in the next video. GG.